Please welcome back to the stage, Kimberly Corbin.
I want to just say thank you to all of you who are still here. I know it's been a long day, and the drink and the party is on either side of us ready to happen. But the work that these folks do, day in and day out, is worthy of your attention. And I thank you for those of you who are here and showing that level of respect for these folks who tirelessly give of themselves in a sacrificial way and are due our thanks. So let me move on to our last one of my favorites. It's often been said that true change begins with an army of one. Is this mine? Yep. True champions of change find themselves in situations where the need is great, but the resources are less than sufficient. The Community Impact Award is presented to a person who has recognized a need in their community and put forth the strategy. And Chris Turner is just that person. The need in this case is for formerly incarcerated and some who have been incarcerated, yet they're still innocent. For reentering the society and making them productive members of the community. Let's hear just a tad bit of Chris's story.
The day I got convicted was when I really understood the magnitude for the first time what this case was all about. When you're innocent and you're charged with a case, you really don't know how to fight it.
May we all know what it's like to stand in that man's shoes and refuse a 6-year plea and instead do 26 years after he graduated high school. Just graduated high school, on his way to college, wrongfully convicted, refused to take a plea deal, served 26 years in life. And this brother is one of the most positive brothers you ever want to meet. Please welcome to the stage, Chris Turner.
Thank you all. You have no idea what this award means to me, because when you look up here and you see just the mere presence of seeing me, you're actually seeing a miracle, because I wasn't supposed to make it. I served 26 years in maximum security prisons all over the country, being transferred on 18 different occasions from California to Arizona to Kansas, Indiana, Pennsylvania, you name it. I went there. I was at a low point in my life, and I didn't care if I lived or died. But I had a chance in solitary confinement to read a book that changed my life forever. That book was Coffer Boy. It talked about the atrocities that was going on in South Africa during apartheid. And until I read that book, I thought my situation was the worst situation in the world, because I graduated from high school. I grew up on Capitol Hill, literally grew up on Capitol Hill. The reflection pool, the pool at Union Station, all them fountains, me and my brother grew up swimming in those pools. They not pools, but fountains, but that was our playpen. We played hide and go see at the Supreme Court in the bushes. We used to ride our skateboards inside the Capitol. This before 9/11, so you could do anything in there. And still, I was wrongfully accused of the worst crime in the history of Washington, D.C., along with 8 other young men. We were offered plea deals Instead, we served a total of 255 years for a crime that we did not commit. But I tell you that story because it has a happy ending. Thanks to the Greater Washington Urban League, Mr. Lambert, Kim, Sabrina, Kendall, Jael, all the staff that I had a chance to work with at Greater Washington Urban League allowed us to make a transformation. When I was telling you about that book I read, it told me that I had a chance to make or more of my fortunes. I had a chance to make those places a monastery for myself or my modern day Timbuktu, a place of higher learning, which is a big shout out to our youth that are moving mountains. These are our future leaders. This is where our next president's gonna come from. This is where our next governor's gonna come from. And that's what I'm here to tell you, that education is the key. What they're doing to pass the laws, you wanna fix the laws in our judicial system, education is the key. I'm telling you this because I'm living it, I'm living proof that if a person who's educated, they are less likely to go back to prison than a person without a degree. And that's what we did. So when they realized that we were getting our degrees, they took the Pell Grants out of the prison system. Say the inmates was getting smarter. But you gotta say that when you are invested in mass incarceration. You want the recidivism rate to continue. But I'm here to tell you that we can fix it overnight if we continue to educate our young people. If we continue to put things on their mind and help them understand that their future is so much brighter than what they can ever envision. No one envisioned me being on this stage 38 years later after serving 26 years in prison. You've seen that story is from the Netflix story. We have a number of podcasts. But I get a chance to work with the Greater Washington Urban League through the Mandela Project. I'm also on the board of directors for MAPE, the Mid-Atlantic Innocence Project. I'm also on the I chair the board for Free Minds Book Club. Who'd ever thought that I would have a chance to do that? The key to all that is never giving up on yourself. When others count you out, you don't count yourself out. We always say that failure is not an option. Thank you.
Good to build the stage, Chris. Come on, y'all, another round of applause for Chris Turner. Looking good, brother.